we're live. Episode 19, bowl
Wow.
season and transfers.
Holy
Today
cow.
is 12/13/2023. If you're listening to this, it is Thursday morning, 12/14/2023 at 6 a.m. So if you listen to us on the way to work, we do appreciate you stopping by and tuning in. This is Tyler's Talking Sports. If you haven't been here before, make sure you check out the first 18 episodes. Again, this is episode 19. What we do here is we talk about sports. I, myself, Tyler Castle, and my brother, co-host Tyler Hess on the other side of the mic.
That's right.
Again, guys, we just talk about sports, local,
Michigan sucks.
all over, you name it. We got some hot takes in this pod tonight. We got some good content. Really looking forward to this one. I think this one's going to be electric.
We'll see. We'll see what we got. It's going to be fun. Like you said, we do have a new segment in this pod this week or in this episode, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But let's shout out those people who just are the reason we're here and the reason we're able to keep the lights on this podcast.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. If you've tuned in before, you already know where I'm going with this first one. That is Next Level Fitness Club in Lebanon, Virginia at 1806 East Main Street, Lebanon, Virginia 24266. They are a 24/7 gym facility, 24/7 tanning, certified personal trainers. They also have classes as well in case you're interested in that. Only have everything that you need other than showers. Reach out to those guys on Facebook and Instagram at Next Level Fitness Club, and then also too on their website at www.nextlevelfitnessclub276.com.
Absolutely love Next Level Fitness, and while we're on to that, let's talk about our other sponsor, Isaiah 117 House. Absolutely incredible organization. If you don't know what Isaiah 117 House is, they provide a physical and emotional support for children awaiting foster care placement. Foster kids in most areas, including our county, they go into foster care. They have to stay either at the sheriff's office or whatever, or DCS for days and days and days until they're able to get to a foster care. Isaiah House keeps that from happening. These kids are able to go to a house, have their own room, decorate the way they want. They have video games, they have meals, they have food. They get to live a normal life for a few short days until they find that right foster situation. It's an absolutely incredible nonprofit. They're actually expanding more into Virginia. They're actually getting ready to start construction, I believe, in the next couple months on a house in Washington County, Virginia, and they've already started development and finding land here in our county, in Russell County. So that's going to be absolutely wonderful. They're in 17 states: Indiana, Texas, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee. They originated out of Elizabethton. Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, Jacksonville Jaguars, that is his charity for the year. That's where his money, if he gets fined or anything, it goes to Isaiah House. So it's not just it's not just a local thing. It's actually a very big thing, and we're happy they reach out to us to want us to put them out here on our podcast. And right now they actually have an auction going on with Secure Trade Club. And again, for all you sports fans out there, a lot of memorabilia, signed jerseys, cards, rookie cards. Everything's been graded. We're talking signed footballs, baseballs, stuff like that. Get on there. All proceeds go to Isaiah 117 House.
Yeah, great organization there that Hess was mentioning. So definitely check those guys out over there at Isaiah House or Isaiah 117 House.
Yeah, Crystal will kill us if we don't get that right.
Yeah, make sure. Chris, and also too, Andrew.
Yeah,
he might get us too.
Yeah, Andrew. Yeah. All right. Social medias that we got, guys. If you don't care, be sure you're following us and liking us on our Facebook page. We're also on Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're on all the social medias, so be sure to follow us on there. If you're listening to this podcast and maybe you don't like listening to it on Spotify, or maybe you don't like listening to it on Apple, we're on Amazon, we're on XM Radio, we're on iHeartRadio, we're on if it plays a podcast, we're on it. So look for us on all that stuff. We appreciate everything we've been getting. All the likes, the love, the follows, everything. So just keep it coming, guys. Be sure to share our stuff. You all are the absolute best fans and listeners that any podcast out there has.
Yes, absolutely. Like Hess said, I mean, we're 7 follows away from 250 on our Facebook page, which is huge for us. That puts us halfway to our milestone goal, which is 500. So, guys, share it, please, with your friends. Share invites to our page. Just try to get it out there. We're trying to hit 250 before the end of the year would be nice. So that way we can try to reach next year, try to reach our goal of 500. So, again, guys, really do appreciate y'all support. Love it, hate it, love it all. It's good stuff. So really do appreciate it. But before we get into this podcast for episode 19, Hess, I know you had some some corrections.
I've made some mistakes in the
from last pod that
Yes.
some of our viewers were Andrew were calling you out on.
Okay. Yes. First and foremost, Brew McCoy is not transferring from Tennessee. I had misread that where he had actually transferred from USC to Tennessee. He's actually trying to keep another kid to transfer from USC. That's wanting to transfer to USC, keep him from transferring, bring him to Tennessee. He's kind of explaining the issues he had that went on there. Let me see what
As
other
a wide receiver, right?
Another wide receiver. Let's see what else did I have. Sorry, Andrew, I'm trying to go through all the corrections you said.
Sorry, Andrew. So the same day that you called him out, Andrew, I think it was like right after, or was it on Monday? Is that right?
Yes, Monday.
On Monday, I texted him too, and I told him, I asked him where he got the Brew McCoy story because I didn't see anything relating to that. So, yeah, we're all kind of bagging on him. So I love it.
Also, I messed up the Heisman. Obviously, Caleb Williams won it last year, not Bryce Young. Don't know where I forgot Caleb Williams won it, so I missed that one. Ohtani technically can opt out in the contract if the owner or president of operations steps down, so he technically does have one opt-out in it. What else did Andrew call me out on? 3 of the last 5 were transfers, and 4 of them were quarterbacks. And let's see, he also agreed with you on Colorado. Justin Jolly was pissed because y'all brought in a tight end from Notre Dame, which I wasn't saying that he wasn't coming. I was trying to figure out why he wasn't coming, so you both can get off me on that one.
I love this. I think we should have correction pod before the pod.
Hey, next year
let's go back through and do corrections.
Next year in January, starting January, we're going to redo some things. So we both got ideas. We've been brainstorming some stuff. So hey, that's another good one. Let's see. I think Smitty may have called me out on something on one of our messages here. Let me check that real fast. I had a bad Sunday. Let's see. What else do I have here?
Y'all lay off him. He's got a lot going on.
At least I pronounced the names right. No, maybe Smitty texted me.
That's a shot at me, in case y'all were wondering.
It was. Let's see. Where's Smitty? Here he is. Let's see. No, I think he just said what we were talking about, where we could play the players, and he was talking about if Alonso went to the Dodgers, he could play first base. Max Muncy could play second, and Freddie could play third. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting take because I forget about Freddie playing third a little while for us when he was with the Braves. But now they've got that fixed now. Now they know exactly what they're doing. And speaking of the Dodgers, before we get into that much anymore, they're about to land some massive pitching, so that's going to be interesting to talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I think it's all the corrections I got. Sorry, guys, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, but hey, that's what makes this podcast so great. We go out here, we're raw, we just talk, we say what we want to say. Most of the time, we're pretty accurate. So, and I don't know if many of y'all followed our Facebook page. We broke the news about Bill Belichick last night, and it's still yet to be officially broken by ESPN and stuff because they're hesitant because Bill Belichick won't come out and say anything about it.
Also, too, it's not 100% confirmed from their organization. That was Barstool who leaked that, apparently. I was reading on that, too, today. And then I talked to Caleb, too, at the gym this morning. Yeah.
Barstool did leak it, but apparently Robert Kraft told somebody inside the organization when they lost to the Colts in Germany, that was Frankfurt, that was the last straw and it was time to make a change, and they have already decided to move on from Bill Belichick. They have just yet to formally announce it because they actually want to give him an actual respectful goodbye.
I think if you go back to like 10 episodes ago, I think we even said Belichick's probably out.
We felt like he was. Now I got Texas fans texting me here.
Already?
Yeah.
Live text right now?
Yeah, live text September 7th. Oh, their 2024 schedule. They play Michigan.
Oh, God bless them. I hope they do good.
What? Man, Texas got a tough schedule next year. He says the Michigan gets exposed. They're playing in Ann Arbor. They go call. Wow, they got a really tough schedule next year.
They got Georgia too, right? Y'all play them next
year. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. Holy cow! Next year's going to be interesting. College football is going to be wild next year, and especially like the transfer portal, which we're going to get into, and then just these conference realignment. It's going to be interesting. But before we continue on, buddy, you got all your Christmas shopping done? I just want to make sure all Christmas shopping, for the most part, is done.
Yeah, I got the majority of stuff in. I actually got a package in today. I can't say what it is because my mom does listen to the podcast.
Oh yeah.
But it was a rather small gift, and Amazon sent me like a 8x12 box. I mean, massive box. The guy was carrying it up the stairs, and I was like, "Bro, you need some help?" And I was like, "What did my wife order?" You know, I thought she ordered something. And I picked up, it was really light, and I was like, "What the heck?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what's in it." And I opened it up, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" So now I got this massive box. So I'm gonna have to think what I can do with it.
Wow,
a lot of stuff with a massive box.
There's a lot of stuff you can do with a massive box.
Storage.
Hey, it was one year. My mom and dad
can reuse it.
Mom and Dad, I know this is kind of off subject. They got me the PSP for Christmas, the portable PlayStation.
The PSP ahead of its time.
Yeah, Dad put it in a TV box, like a flat screen TV box, and put 3 bricks, extension cord, and all kinds of stuff in it. So it weighed a ton.
Heavy. Yeah.
And I opened it up, and there was just a little PSP inside it. So Dad used to put Papa Charlie stuff in Slim Fast boxes and cereal boxes. So when he opened it up, so yeah, you can get a lot of those boxes.
It gets you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a plan with it. I can't say what it is, but
cool.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you after we record.
Okay, I like it. Again, guys, we're going to talk about bowl season. This is one of my favorite times of the year. These bowl games, even though the glory of these bowls has kind of went away because of the whole playoff stuff, I still enjoy bowl season because some of these kids, this is their championship, and it means everything to them, and they still get awesome gifts from this. I mean, I know a buddy that went to Virginia Tech. He got 2 flat screen TVs, 3 Lazy Boys, and a bunch of cash.
Wow, that's not bad playing football.
So these kids get stuff, but before we talk about that, be sure you have till Friday the 15th to enroll into our Bowl Mania. If you do, in fact, place first and are liking and following our Facebook page, you will win an exclusive Tyler Stalking Sports t-shirt with this logo on it, and it'll have on the back Bowl Mania Champion 2023. You'll be the only one to have it. Me and Castle won't have it. Nobody else will have it. You'll be the only ones that'll ever have it. So if we ever do make it big and we sign it and we're really big, you have a lot of money. So it could be an investment for you. So be sure you get in on that. And
we have 15 right now.
Yeah, and I just counted. Nice. That's 3 more than we had yesterday. So
yeah, it's 1 up. So we need 20. Let's get 20.
20 would be great. And by the way, only 1 entry per person.
Yep.
All right, man. Here's our new segment, though. This new segment is called Hot Takes. And we're going to see here. We're going to talk about stuff that maybe get either one of us riled up or something we both disagree on. So let's see what happens. This is called Hot Takes, and T. Castle, hit us off with it. Start this fire, baby.
Hot potato cakes, baby. Yeah, so, you sent this over in our notes, and I really did think a lot about it. Like, I thought about it this morning. Thought about it, while I was working, and I was like, what am I going to talk about? Because we talk about a lot of stuff daily. Hess and I talk all the time, guys. Whether it be sports or life, whatever it is. But anyway, finally came to the conclusion of what I wanted to talk about in the hot takes for today. It was in our title of our podcast. It's the transfer portal. That is my hot take. My hot take on this: I feel it will eventually ruin college sports. This is the 4th year in a row. The record of athletes have entered the transfer portal. Over 3,000, we've talked, and it keeps going up each day. This goes all the way till January 18th, so we still have another month and 5 days of this. So how many more will enter the portal is my question. We don't know. Obviously, it's going to be probably 1,000 more, probably, maybe. I don't know. The previous record was like 1,500, maybe 1,580 or 2,000, and this year just blew it out of proportion.
Right.
So, college sports has became a business.
Oh yeah.
It's not about college, but going to college or being selected by this university or enrolling and actually getting picked by this university. Like how you see all these invitation letters, like they D1 colleges reaching out to all these 5-star athletes, like they get all those. Now it's turned into more like, well, where can I go and where am I going to make money?
Right.
Who's going to pay me the most? I mean, they're treating this as like an NFL deal for 18-year-olds, like 17, 18-year-olds going to school. Like, school comes first. Yeah. Then it should be your sport.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. The transfer portal, I get. Here's my thing with transferring in general. Okay, if I get recruited to go to the University of Georgia, Kirby Smart recruits me. I go down there because of this DB coach. He's the one who came out. He was the recruiter. He was there. Okay, let's say Kirby ends up leaving or Kirby retires. Or maybe that coach that recruited me ends up leaving to go head coach somewhere. But I came there because of that, man. I should have the right to re-transfer to another school. And I do believe if it's outside of the conference you're playing in, you should have immediate eligibility. Okay, that's fine. Coaching change. Even I also agree, there was a couple years ago, there was a boy up here at Tech. The NCAA ruled that he couldn't transfer or play at Tech, but he was trying to do it for medical reasons because his mother had cancer, and he was trying to get closer to her, but they weren't going to give him immediate eligibility because he wasn't within the mile radius. I don't agree with that. If I can transfer and be closer to my family because there's a medical reason for it, I should get immediate eligibility. What I don't agree with is these kids that say, I'm going to the University of Florida Atlantic and I expect to play, and then I play 2 games and I realize I'm not good enough to be here, and then transfer out. That's not life. Life is not easy. It's not fair. You have to earn everything you do in this life, and all this is doing is teaching a younger generation that, hey, if it's not working out for you, try somewhere else. Do something. Quit. Leave. Forget about it. You'll find somewhere else.
You mentioned those scenarios. There's always going to be, like, anytime you make changes in anything in life, there's always going to be stipulations. There's always going to be scenarios that you don't account for. Here's my thing. Come up with a set of rules like it used to kind of be, like when people transfer. Like you mentioned, you had to sit at a year of eligibility, stuff like that. Make it to where this actually makes sense, because right now it's starting to get out of hand. And you can't tell me it's not, because coaches are even talking about like how crazy it's getting. You're not only having all these transfer portal people, now you got kids coming out of high school trying to go to college. So now you got that competing with that too. And it's just becoming, who can give, and it's turning into a money fest. And here pretty soon too, a couple weeks back, we talked about like how colleges now are going to be able to start paying for their student athletes. They can use that money not only for school and stuff like that. So what's that going to turn into?
Well, here's the thing, too.
It's going to get out of proportion.
Hey, let's say, for example, I'll use my kid as an example. Let's say he's deciding he's going to go play baseball at the University of Tennessee. He's going to play second base. He's going to play second base for the Vols. And you all have an opening there. There's the coach said, hey, there's a good chance you might be starting. You're definitely going to be playing a few games for us. But then all of a sudden, the All-American graduate from LSU, he decided he transfers in, and then now Braxton has not only accepted a scholarship to play. Now he's not. Now he may not have a scholarship because they had to give it to that kid, or maybe not a graduate. Not a graduate, because if he's a graduate, he wouldn't need a scholarship. But you get what I'm saying? The transfer portal not only ruins that away, but it also ruins the tradition of what makes college sports so great. You go back, especially in college basketball. Like I look back to like Tyler Hansbrough when he was at UNC for 4 years. Every time they played each other, they had history all the way to his senior year. They was like, man, you remember our freshman year when we played against each other? Like, you don't have that anymore because these kids transfer all over the place. Granted, some of them have their reasoning. Some of them have a legitimate case to why they need to transfer. And I blame all this going back, because I feel like this is when it blew up, was when Justin Fields was at Georgia. And for whatever reason, I love Justin Fields. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. I love him. His sister has been an incredible athlete to Georgia. She's an incredible softball player. For whatever reason, it didn't work out for him at Georgia. Granted, he probably could have been the starter next year if he would have stayed. But he decided to transfer, and then it was a fight to get him eligible. He had to file for a waiver, and then it turned into, you know what, y'all can transfer. As long as you do it one time, you get immediate eligibility no matter where you go. But I don't agree. And he went out. He went to Ohio State. Really did. And I'm good with that.
It took off from there. It truly did. I mean, 2020, I think it was over 1,000, so it stepped up quite a bit with the COVID and everything. And then 2021 stepped up. 2022 stepped up. 2023, here we are. It's like blown out of proportion.
COVID influenced that a little bit too. Here's another thing. Everybody's giving Michigan a hard time, including myself, about this whole sign stealing situation. Let's say I'm like Dante Moore. He was a five-star quarterback at UCLA. Let's say USC actually wanted him. It was like, hey, go to UCLA for a year, learn that playbook, learn what they do, and then transfer out and come join us and tell us what they're doing. How are they recruiting you? What's the inside thing?
I think that's going to start playing a role too in this. That's why I think like it's going to get out of hand. And you was talking earlier there. I think the key word you're looking for is the loyalty. Respect for these teams, respect for teammates. Like you play with your brothers or ladies, whatever.
Yeah.
Together as a team. You got there, you got drafted, you got picked up, you earned a starting position. What happened to staying there for 3 to 4 years and graduating at the same college and graduating with all your buddies, and like you're losing that tradition.
And that's what makes college football, college sports in general, so great, because forever You go out and buy a college jersey of anything, there's no name on the back. You're playing for the name on the front.
Right.
The name is over your chest. And now it's turning into I'm playing for the name on my back. Now, that's not every athlete. It's not everybody that's out there. But that's what it's turned into. And I think if I'm sitting there, if they want to transfer this way, then you have to stay at the program that you signed up for at least 2 years.
I said 3. I actually had that in my notes. I said at least 3 years. I mean, let's say because your freshman year, you might not get to play much. At least you have your sophomore and your junior, you can prove yourself. Mm-hmm. And by the time you're a junior, if you graduate or if you transfer, you'll be in your senior season, so that'll be your time to shine.
Well, that's why I say 3 years. I say 2 because you've done your freshman, you've done your prerequisites, you've done your schooling part, your first 2 years. You figured out now what college life's about in 2 years. Now, I give you immediate eligibility as a transfer junior to go. Or if you redshirted, you may still have 3 years, but as a junior, you should have a mindset to really make a healthy decision on that. You're not an 18-year-old kid anymore. You're 21 years old.
You've experienced life a little bit.
And I'll give you immediate eligibility if you don't leave Georgia and go to Alabama. If you go to Georgia and go to Virginia Tech, okay.
Sure.
But not if you transfer within conference. I don't agree with that.
No, I agree with that. There's got to be some type of stipulations, and I think it's coming. It's coming. I think next year probably about the same ballpark as this, but they're starting to get a lot of media, a lot of talk about making some updates and rule changes to the transfers. And also, too, all the NIL deals and all the money that they're throwing at these athletes and, trying to persuade them to come to university. That's what we're seeing happen at Colorado. That's how come they're getting all these guys, is because they're persuading them with the money. Deion's persuading them with, his pizzazz. Mm-hmm. So he's just doing all of his influence and bringing all that in. And that's how come we're seeing them do so well in the transfer portal and on the recruitment trail within the 2024 class. So I think that has to also be capped. There's got to be a cap, guys. I mean, these kids are 18, 20 years old. Why in the world they need $5 million? Or why in the world they need $2 million? They don't.
And I think they're working on it.
They need to earn it.
We talked about that in the last podcast. They made that proposal to where these schools can become a subdivision.
Right. 30,000. 30,000.
And that's great. That's good for
Absolutely.
I like that. I like that 100%. If that's your hot take, this is a great segue into my hot take where I was going. I had 2 things I was going to talk about, but this one, I'll go with just this one because this really goes well with what you said. I think college basketball needs to get rid of the whole you have to come play 1 year.
Absolutely.
I think they need to go back to how it was in the 90s, before the 2000s or late 90s. Go back, okay, if you're a high school athlete and you're good enough like LeBron, so I've been 2003. So go straight to the NBA. Because that takes away, too, from the loyalty and the tradition of college sports, because now these kids are coming in. You don't know who's coming into Tennessee or Duke or North Carolina or Kentucky. Kentucky is the king of one and dones. They have 4 kids on that team now.
Duke and Kentucky has turned into that big time. And UNC's actually got some seniors. Tennessee has seniors this year.
But it takes away from what makes the blue chip programs like
Arizona, Kansas.
When we were growing up, you looked at Kansas and you was like, oh man, that's a good recruiting class. They're going to be good, but when that group's seniors, they're going to be national championship contenders. You don't have that anymore. Now it's like, I'm going to leave it to my freshman year. Or like you had with Ben Simmons because of the one and done rule. College didn't matter. He played until LSU was eliminated from the SEC title or the SEC championship conference and left. He left college. He went over and trained over in California for the NBA. Like, get rid of the one and done so these kids can either say, hey, I'm good enough. If you're good enough to be in the NBA, go. But and then that frees up scholarships and chances for these kids who need to go to the NBA. And I think, honestly, it would help the NBA out, too, because then those kids don't come in feeling entitled. It actually has development. Like, you're going to have more deeper NBA teams because you're going to be drafting these kids out of these colleges that have been there. You're going to draft seniors and juniors. You're not going to draft 18-year-old boys. You're going to draft some 20-year-old boys that have been there and are more mature. It's going to help. It helps both leagues.
20-year-old men.
Yeah. 20-year-old men.
18-year-old boy, 20-year-old men.
Get rid of the one and done. I hate it.
I agree with that take, too. These hot takes, guys, aren't always going to be agreement. They're not always going to be, I agree, Hess disagrees. I mean, it is what it is. It's a hot take. So, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I hate the one and done. You seen it that year with Kentucky. Kentucky, or you mentioned Kentucky. I mean, they've done it for 10 years. Every year they got a whole. I mean, this year alone, I think they got 3 or 4 freshmen starting.
Think about the parity that it would say too, because let's say Kentucky does have a top recruiting class this year. Those kids have to stay till their end of their sophomore
they'll be
year.
Lights out. It should be best team or one of the best teams in college basketball.
But now those kids that are like, oh yeah, all those guys are leaving. I'm going to Kentucky too. They're going to go to another college. You're going to spread the talent across the country, and you're going to have more parity in college basketball. That's why
what it was.
But I think that's why you see teams like Belmont and Florida Atlantic and JMU and VCU. You see schools like that do well in the tournament because they don't have one and dones. They developed that team from the time they were freshmen to the time they're
seniors. They've all played together. Chemistry, you can't beat it.
Yeah, and I think that's why you see a little bit more of the Cinderella stories now in college basketball, whether more so than you do see the Dukes, the Kansas, the Texases, and UCLA's in the Final Four. But let's get rid of the one and done. I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it goes back to, like, you got to think, like, back in the 90s and even, like, when LeBron and those guys were coming up in the early 2000s, getting college was just, like, a privilege. Like, it was an honor to get an offer. Mm-hmm. These kids now, if they get an offer, they're like, oh, big whoop. Yeah. Like, I can go play here, I can do this, or I can play at this other place, and they just have too much opportunity almost is what it feels like. And then, too, it's like, you know, they know they're good, so they're like, I'll just go wherever I want to go. If I don't like it, I'll just go to NBA.
And I think some of this is on the NBA. It's not all in college basketball. I think the NBA says they have to go at least 1 year. So
it's all about money, man. That's all it is.
Well, now you're seeing kids, though, they're graduating their junior year of high school, and they're going to play in overseas because they got to play 1 year somewhere else, and then they come to the NBA.
And they come back, yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just, I think the NBA needs to change that, or college basketball needs to come in and say, all right, if you're going to make them come to college, they're staying for 2 years.
But let's be honest, it's a huge difference between getting on a college D1 court versus NBA.
Oh, you see it all the time.
We have seen excellent athletes that we think would be incredible, out of college, and they don't even get drafted.
Prime example. Even though LeBron went straight to the NBA at high school.
That's rare.
But you go back to that class. You had Carmelo Anthony. Dwayne Wade, senior. Dwayne Wade. You had Chris Bosh. Mm-hmm. I think he came out of high school. But then you had like all these other, like that class is one of the greatest classes, and most of them were college kids. Not many of them were from high school. Was
Haslam in that class too, or right after?
Haslam was in that. He was drafted later on. But I mean, they just have nowadays. You see like maybe 1 or 2 of the top 20 picks become something in the NBA. You don't see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players becoming NBA players. Now you see like 1 or 2 out of the top picks actually do something. Right. And that's because they're not developed. They're coming out of high school. They go to college just to be there, to play, to shoot the ball around, and then they go to the NBA. And the NBA is a different game.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. I can't remember the odds, but I think your odds of making it to the NBA and the majors in baseball is like, it's way less than NFL. Like, it is substantially harder. We can look up that statistic if I get called out on that, but it is.
Back to yours, too. Like, just one more thing before we leave this.
Yeah, I have one more thing on that, too.
Last year with you had Paul Skeens and what was the other boy for LSU, the center fielder. That was really good.
Oh, yeah.
They both transferred.
Paul Skeens had the big stash, right?
Skeens transferred in from Air Force. LSU held on to a scholarship spot because they didn't know Skeens was going to transfer to them or not, and then that kid ended up going to like Florida or somewhere else because LSU couldn't commit to him because they had to save a spot for Skeens because of transfer. Like, that's the kind of stuff you see. Like, I couldn't imagine being a parent or even a kid. It's like, hey, I'm going to go play baseball here. And they're like, yeah, come on down, we want you. And then all of a sudden this top guy comes in like, wait a minute, we're going to wait and see if we get this guy because if we get him, you have to go somewhere else. Like,
I wonder if they handle that conversation like that, though.
I mean, I don't know. How do you handle it? I mean,
I don't see recruiters, and I don't see them handling it like that. I think it's more so like, hey, we're also bringing in Paul Skeens. Do you know Paul? Have you played ball with him? We'd love to have you both. Like, that's where I think it'd go like that, and then that athlete thinks about that and it's like, probably not. Probably shouldn't do
this. When they talked about it, though, they had one spot open. They saved it for Paul Skeens, and that kid decided to go somewhere else.
Well, once that leaks, I mean, the other athlete, whoever's leaking, I mean, they're going to see all that.
Yeah.
So there's really no way to avoid it. There isn't a way to avoid it. But as a recruiter, I would try my best to recruit, baby. That's what we do. They're supposed to sell. So, you would try to figure it out, I guess, on that aspect. But yeah, that would suck being 18 years old and finding out like you think you got your career or your plan forward, and then big old curveball comes through.
I couldn't imagine. I mean, recruiting and everything is so much different now than it was when me and you were growing up. I mean, it changed. You were 4 years.
You got social media now.
You were 3 years behind me. You all had a little bit more options than I did. But I remember like discs getting made with low grade video. It's like, here's these highlights. Now it's anybody. Like you can go out there with your cell phone and record somebody. Be like, hey, this kid's good. Yeah. But yeah, I like that, man. That was good. I like those takes. I like that kind of segment. I like
I had one more thing on the whole college. I think in the long run too, like you mentioned how it hurts the NBA. I think this hurts the NFL too, with the transfer portal and everything. I think that could truly hurt them because I think what this causes is more Patty Mahomes in the NFL whining when they don't get a call like they want. So I think that's what we're going to see because these kids are so used to being entitled. They're used to having their way. We just saw Patrick Mahomes want his way and have his way, and he whined about it all over social media, all after press conference, cussing after the game, throwing his helmet, acting like a baby out there in front of national TV. Yeah. You're a quarterback of an NFL team, man. Be a leader.
You brought that up.
I get it. You got emotion. Show it in the locker room. Show it with your teammates. Like
you bring that up, and I'm just going to put my take in on that. Like I get Mahomes' frustration. Like the Chiefs have been not the Chiefs this year. I mean, you talked about that. There's something off. Something's not right.
There's nothing wrong. Hang on. There's nothing wrong with being emotional or frustrated.
Right.
But there's a right environment, and that was not the right environment.
And I agree with that because Patrick Mahomes is the leader. He's the MVP of this league. He's the leader of that Chiefs. It's not Travis Kelce.
Exactly.
It's not Andy Reid. That's Patrick Mahomes' team. He's the leader of that team. My biggest takeaway from that, like, you know what? I'll let the emotion slide on the sideline. Throwing a helmet, okay, that's a little much because there's some little kid up there or some high school athlete watching him. It's like, well, Patrick Mahomes threw his helmet.
I'm going to throw mine.
Hey, I threw my helmet one time. I got mad. I got pulled from a scrimmage at Patrick Henry, and I threw my helmet. In frustration, I took it off, and I threw it with both hands, and it ended up hitting one of my teammates and busting his shin open. And I didn't mean to, but it did. And it was Junior Eads. I apologize to him, but at the end of the day, I was a leader. I was the captain of that team.
Right.
I was one of the captains, and I did that. And then I had to pay for that. Coach Doc Adams made me run for 4.5 hours. I had to practice up around the hill at the high school.
That's Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. Okay. Virginia High School Hall of Famer, Doc
Yes,
Adams.
Sir. Very, very. Yeah. I want to give a shout out on that.
Big Doc. Love Doc.
That was incredible. I do too. Great guy.
Yeah, love him. But, I mean, my big thing, though, was how he treated Josh Allen after that game because it's over with. It's done. You respect Josh Allen, and you
respect Josh for a great game.
Good game, because that's what we do. We teach our kids in youth sports because I coach it all. After the game, I don't care if we got our butt kicked. I don't care if we won by 100. You go through there and you tell each one of those kids, good game. I don't care if they pissed you. I don't care if you got mad at them. It's a good game.
At the end of the day, it's a game. And put your emotions aside for just,
a second.
At the end of the game, and then go take your frustration out with your team all together as a team.
Or, do like what you see some of these coaches do sometimes. They're pissed off after they get beat. And they go there, but they shake hands and then they get in close and they whisper their frustration. But, it ain't up there. Oh, man, that was that's an effing bad call.
Yeah, these guys are adults. They're grown men. Of course they're going to have frustration. Of course they're going to cuss. Of course, it's understandable, but there is a way to present it.
If I'm Josh Allen, I look at Patrick Mahomes and say, you want to talk about a bad call?
How do you think I feel like last year?
Yeah, the playoff game when I didn't get a chance.
Overtime.
Yeah, when I didn't get a chance to come back out there and beat you. That was
a bad call. He didn't throw his helmet.
He sat there and took it like a man.
Yeah, that's why I love Josh Allen.
And another thing Patrick Mahomes is probably getting frustrated about is this is going to be the first time in his career that he has to play on the road in the playoffs.
Well, he also, too, said that was the first time in his 7 years he's never gotten called an offensive penalty like that. Yeah. 7 years. Now, I don't think that's accurate. I'm sure they've had offensive penalties, but he's just throwing stuff out. And I'm like, dude, if you're saying that just tells us like how lenient they've been towards you all. Oh. And I'm not saying that the refs picked against the Chiefs. He was clearly offsides.
Well, they went back. They went back. Somebody,
everything was over.
Dan Orlovsky went back. As a wide receiver, you're supposed to get up to the line. You check with the line judge, and he tells you, okay, you're off, you're on, whatever. And then he sets you, and then he gives you, okay, you're good. Kadarius Toney, in the 7 times that he lined up in that position, he not one time did he check with the line judge, and he was offside 6 other times in that game, and it didn't call it. They gave him 6 other chances. Stop. Great play. And Travis, Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, it was. Hey, that lateral was incredible.
Patrick Mahomes is sitting here saying he's mad because that's the greatest play, one of the smoothest, greatest plays ever happened that nobody will remember. They're going to remember it because you acted like a child after
like a child.
And they're going to be like, hey, this was a cool play, but look how the quarterback acted. Like,
yep.
I think there's other stuff going on in Kansas City, but that was...
Didn't mean to get off on that, but that's like... Yeah. That's what I see happening with these next future. Like, if we keep this just like, oh, you're not happy? Well, just transfer. Just get out of it.
I agree.
You know, oh, you're not happy with this NFL organization? Well, just cause a bunch of drama and transfer to another one. Like, man, come on. You're getting paid to play football. There's people out there. We just talked about, you know, the military bowl and you know, with Army and Navy and, you know, Air Force, all those guys, they're playing football, then they're going to go serve our country. So why don't you shut up, okay? Yeah. Play football.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
Earn your big millions and throw a pigskin across the green, okay? Yep. There's more important stuff in life.
Exactly.
Kills me. Gosh.
I mean, you got kids watching, man. There's more kids out there wearing a Patrick Mahomes jersey than there are adults. So, I mean, you got to look at that.
Yeah. It's not... at the end of the day, like, it's for the fans.
I hated the guy. I hated this guy. Didn't like him, but I grew to like him later on. But Tom Brady got more calls than anybody. And I couldn't stand him, but he never threw a fit like that.
Nope.
Never, not one time.
He's a goat.
And, I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that. But, hey, incredible segment. I love that. We got to keep that going. I like stuff like that. I like being able to throw stuff out, and then I like how we got there. That was great. I hope everybody else liked that. But anyway, let's move on while everybody's here. We named the title of this episode, Bowl Season and Transfers, and that's what we're going to talk about right here. We have bowl season, guys. This is going to be really fun. So what we have decided to do, we went through each day of bowl season, starting with the 16th, ending with January 1st, but not talking about playoff games. I'm going to pick, and Castle will pick one bowl from each day to go over. We're going to give you a pick, give us our analysis, and we're going to move on. Hope y'all like it. With the first day, that'll be December 16th. That is this upcoming Saturday. And I have the LA Bowl between UCLA and Boise State. That game is 7:30 on ABC. And I think it's going to be one of the best bowls of the entire bowl season, if not definitely the best bowl I think of this day. But you have UCLA versus Boise State, 7-5 UCLA versus 8-5 Boise State. Boise State is not the same Boise State team that they've been throughout the years, but UCLA will be playing without Dante Moore. They're also playing without one more player as well. Let me make sure I get that name correct because I don't want Andrew Mays coming at me or anybody else coming at me. His name is UCLA.
y'all got Hess tore up, man.
Yeah, tore all pieces.
He can't even talk.
UCLA star Latua.
Oh, okay.
Won't play for prep draft. So that's another. He was Defensive Player of the Year in the Pac-12, an absolute stud. But he's not playing in that game. Boise State.
Where's he from? Hawaii?
I believe so. Yes, I believe he's from Hawaii. He led the Pac-12.
Hawaii.
He led the Pac-12 in tackles for loss, and something else. So he's a stud. Nice. He's going to be he's probably going to be a first-round draft pick. As far as I know, Boise State doesn't have anybody out, but they do have an incredible quarterback in Taylen Green. I'm going to say Taylen Green, Taylen, Taylen Green. He threw for 1,752 yards, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions with a QBR of 66 this year. This game is played in LA, so it's home field for those UCLA Bruins, but I'm going to go with Boise State in this game. Very close. Boise State 21, UCLA 17.
Nice. I like that take. Yeah. I picked Boise in this one too when you put it on our list. I think without Dante Moore, I mean, he wasn't that great at UCLA. I don't know what people think they see in him. I mean, he was barely inside the top 100, I believe.
I think with Dante, he didn't play. They benched him, so that ended up.
Yeah, he was bad.
I think the system didn't work out for him the way him and Chip Kelly thought it was going to. I think that's the issue there with him.
Yeah, he was the highest rated QB, right, in his Chip Kelly.
He was the highest rated. Yes, the highest rated recruit for the UCLA Bruins in Chip Kelly's era.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I thought, high expectations didn't really show out this year. I think that's what we see from UCLA here. I think it's a lackluster game from UCLA. Give me Boise 28-21 over UCLA.
Hey, I like how you used lackluster there. That's nice.
I did. Did you like that? Yeah, that's Hess's word in case y'all didn't know.
Hey, it just rolls, man. It just rolls.
It does. Lackluster. December 16th, Hess has the LA Bowl. He thinks that'll be the best one. I think the Cure Bowl will be an excellent game between Miami, Ohio versus App State. That's a 3:30 p.m. ABC. Give me App State, babies. Give me those Mountaineers. Electric offense, top 25 offense this year. Drew Aguilar is an absolute stud. I think he's playing. I will say Miami, Ohio finished the season off 11-2. I'm pretty sure, right? 10-2, 11-2.
Miami, Ohio, they were 11-2.
11-2. That's right. Yeah, very, very sound team.
By the way, hold on before you keep going. What did you say quarterback's name was?
Isn't it Drew Aguilar?
It's Joey Aguilar.
Oh God,
yep.
I'm done. I'm roasted. I'm out of here.
We corrected it now. We're good. We're fine.
I had his last name right. Okay, that's what's on the back of the jersey.
Oh, I
listen, I'm a Tennessee fan. Give me a break. But anyway, App State. Give me the Aggies. Luke Combs in on this one. So give me the Aggies big. 35.
Oh God, Castle.
24.
Oh God.
What?
It's Appalachian State Mountaineers.
That's what I said.
You said the Aggies.
Did I really?
Yeah.
No, oh God. Did I really say the Aggies? That's 2. I'm out. Oh my God. I said the Aggies.
You did. Because of the Aggies.
Texas A&M, baby.
Oh God.
God. Mountaineers. Sheesh.
Speaking of the Mountaineers, me and Castle today, we seen the release. We shared it on Facebook, the release of the ETSU football schedule coming up next year. They have 2 great games to start the year off. They're actually going to Boone to play the Appy State Mountaineers, and then they also will welcome one of the perennial top 5 schools in the country in the division FCS in North Dakota State, which is home of Trey Lance, Carson Wentz. Great program, so we're thinking about going to one of those games. I'd love to go to Appy State if we end up going
Appy
there.
State.
But if not, I would love to also go to Johnson City and watch them play at North Dakota State. But as far as the Cure Bowl goes, I'm gonna have to go with the Miami, Ohio. Is it the Red Owls? The Red Hawks. The Red Hawks.
Red Hawks.
Yep, going with
hey,
them.
I'm going straight. No written down notes on that stuff. So Hess is cheating.
Yeah, I'm cheating. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Miami, Ohio Red Hawks Aggies on that one. Jesus Christ! All because Ben Roethlisberger went there. He's an alumni, and he called the Steelers tradition over today because of the way y'all been playing. So I'm going with the Red Hawks. Miami, Ohio wins a close one. I think it's an absolutely great game, very high scoring. Red Hawks 42. Appy State Mountaineers 38.
Ooh, I like that.
Yep.
I think it will be a closer game than I projected, but go Appy State, baby.
Hey, go Appy State.
I can't wait to get killed tomorrow for this one. All right.
Yep. All right.
December 18th.
Yeah, we only had one bowl that day, and I'm going to take December 18th. Castle will do the 19th and the 22nd.
19th.
I'll do the 18th and 21st. So as far as December 18th goes, you have one bowl that is Western Kentucky versus the Virginia School, ODU, Old Dominion. And for all you people, that is not just an online school that you take at Southwestern Virginia Highlands Community College. This is a absolutely great school, great up-and-coming football program. But it's in the famous Toastery Bowl, which is, do they get a toaster? Toastery Bowl.
We're done.
You know,
we're toast. We are toast.
Oh, gosh. But ODU's got a really great quarterback in Grant Wilson. He's a junior at Arlington, Virginia. He's threw for over 2,000 yards this year. On the flip side of that, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers have a really good
Hilltoppers, baby.
Hilltoppers. They got a really great quarterback in Austin Reed. He's a senior. He threw for 3,340 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Western Kentucky's going to win this game big. I got Western Kentucky winning this game 36-7.
36-7. Yeah, I like that too.
This game is played in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Charlotte 49ers campus. And actually, ODU is a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I like that one. You know, ODU's had a pretty tough schedule. They had some really close games, too. I think with JMU, I think they played JMU really tough. I think they played Tech this year, too, if I'm not mistaken. I think they played them earlier in the year.
Let me check that for you real fast.
Check that, yeah.
Yep, they played Tech. They lost 36-17.
Okay, and what was the score? They played JMU, right?
They played JMU. Yes, they did. They actually beat Appy State 28-21, and they lost to James Madison 30-27. So ODU's no slouch.
They're better than, you know.
Better than the record shows.
Better than record shows. They're 6-6, right?
Yeah, 6-6.
Yeah, give me ODU. I like ODU in this one. I kind of picked them to kind of surprise me in this one. I mean, originally I had the Hilltoppers, but the more I thought about it, I was like, give me ODU. So ODU, small win here, 28-27.
I like it. I like that a lot. Yeah. ODU beating the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. And by the way, guys, in
Yeah.
case you don't know, the ODU, Old Dominion, they are the Monarchs. And we're not talking about the butterfly. We're talking about royalty. We're talking about kings and queens.
Kings and Queens. That's why that logo looks like a crown.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, December 19th, I got the Frisco Bowl. We got the Marshall Thunder and Herd and the UTSA. Is it Roadrunners? Is that right?
There's UTSA Roadrunners. Yes, it is.
Yeah, boy. Let's go.
Yeah.
I got all both. Yeah, 9 p.m. on ESPN in case you want to stay up late and watch this one. You won't need to. Give me the Thunder and Herd, baby. We going. Yes, Thunder and Herd. 31. 28.
Man.
That's going to be a tough game, too.
Hey, guys, if that's the case, if Castle nails this, you put money on Marshall because you're going to win out big. UTSA is a 13-point favorite in this game, and they have every reason to be.
That's what I said.
They're a really good
game.
Football program. Frank Harris, senior quarterback, he threw for 2,506 yards, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions this year.
I'm sorry, but I think a Thunder and Herd can knock down a Roadrunner.
The Roadrunner's going to outrun the Buffalo or the Bison.
We just run it over.
Nah, they're going to outrun it.
Head on.
They're going to outrun it. They got better coaching, I think. They got better coaching down at UTSA. I got UTSA Roadrunners in this one, 28-14.
That's more right, guys. If you're betting, I'd take Hess's bet, honestly. I'm just shooting from the hip right now.
I don't know. I might throw $5. I'm surprised you didn't say the whole name of this bowl. This is the Scooters.
Oh, I just got Frisco Bowl.
It's the Scooters Coffee. Frisco Bowl.
I didn't get the first part of these. I just got the actual name of the bowl.
He left the gym and started making coffee. Anyway, all right. Moving on. You didn't laugh at that one, did you? You ain't laughing. Man, nothing. We'll talk about it later. Thursday, December 21st, South Florida versus Syracuse in the Boca Raton Bowl. Syracuse is a 3-point favorite in this game. I believe I know where Castle may go with this game, but I'm going to go with the Syracuse Orange in this game because they hired Georgia Bulldogs defensive back coach to be their new head coach, and I think they're going to come in. They're going to get a win in this game. It's going to be a big win for them. 2 6-6 schools. Garrett Schrader will be your MVP. But you know why he can't be the MVP? Because he is out. They don't have Garrett Schrader because he's out. That's why he can't be their MVP. So I'm going to go with LaQuette Allen, their running back. He had 225 carries for 1,062 yards and 9 touchdowns, and he's averaging 4.7 yards per carry. Syracuse Orange, Carmelo Anthony, Jim Boeheim, Gary McNamara. That's why they win, because they're a basketball school and they're going to beat a football program.
Did you say LaQuette? Is that guy's name?
Yes.
Try more like LaQuette. He ain't going to get nowhere on South Florida. Give me Alex Golesh big. 45-28. Dominating. Alex Golesh. OC. Best one ever at Tennessee in 20 years. Alex Golesh. Let's go.
Wow. The hype out of that. That was a lot. That was electric.
Yeah. South Florida, baby. That's the Bulls, right?
Yep, that's the Bulls.
Hook 'em horns, baby, right?
No. No, now you're going to piss
Guys, I'm on one tonight. I'm telling you.
God,
do not take these sports bets. Do not. 45. What did I say? 45-21?
You did.
28. 45-28.
Syracuse is a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, 45-28.
I love it. Over under 60.
First year coach, right?
Yep.
Not even coached him yet, really.
No, this is a guy who coached him yet.
Yeah. Give me Alex Golesh. Experience. Played in the SEC. He also played in the SEC. You're forgetting.
Oh, Lord.
You're forgetting.
Yep.
All right. December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. Gasparilla, is that right? Gasparilla Bowl?
Yep, it's the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
Gasparilla Bowl. All right, we got Georgia Tech versus UCF.
Oh, I'm interested where you go with this.
The Knights and the what was it, Georgia Tech? Bumblebees? Is that right? What are they?
We call them the other school in Georgia, but they're the Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets, that's it. They look like a little bee, sorry.
Yes.
And then UCF is, what'd I say?
What did you say, UC? They're the Knights.
Knights. Yeah, I had it right. Okay, I had one right. The other one's a bug. It's a bee. I was close. Don't hurt me on that one, Andrew. Okay, you can get me on the App State. That's fine. I deserve it. But this one, that was close.
Luke Combs gonna come at you for the App State one.
Dude, that was hilarious. I can't believe I said Aggies. God, and I've been to that school like recruiting people for my work, like interviews, like multiple times. Yeah, great campus, awesome school.
Oh yeah.
Love good vibes down in Boone.
One of the most beautiful baseball fields ever is at
one of the most beautiful towns. I mean, I love that. Grandfather Mountain, all that. Yeah, beautiful.
Yep.
But anyway, I like Georgia Tech. They played the other school in Georgia that you mentioned. They have a really good offense. They actually gave Georgia a scare, believe it or not. They were tough. So give me Georgia Tech in a close one over UCF, 31-28.
Man, I like that. I like Georgia Tech's football coach was our special teams coach a couple years ago. He's tried to bring the Kirby Smart mentality to Georgia Tech, but you can't. You can't do it because you're Georgia Tech. I mean, come on. You ain't been nothing since Calvin Johnson was there. Heck, you ain't been nothing since Calvin Johnson was there, and after that it was Demarius Thomas, and you want nothing when he was there, but he was still carrying y'all. Rest in peace, Demarius Thomas. He died 2 years ago today. 2 years ago today. Missed Demarius. But anyway, I'm going with Josh Heupel's greatest school he's ever coached, UCF, big in this game. Give me UCF Knights, 28-7.
UCF. Is it USF?
UCF.
USF.
UCF.
Nah.
It's UCF.
Is it US?
No. UCF.
Is it USF?
He was at UCF. He was the head coach there before he went to Oklahoma. Well, y'all hired him out of UCF.
Are you sure it's UCF or USF?
UCF. Look it up. He was the offense coordinator. He was offense coordinator at Oklahoma, and then took the head.
Those two are easy to get confused. I'm just double checking.
UCF.
Yep, UCF. All right, you're right. You're right. Buddy. Okay. You Tennessee closet fan, I'm calling you out there. See, that's news.
Remember UCF back when they were actually really good and ranked. Back when they had, I can't remember who the quarterbacks was. He was the head coach there. Back when he got back in the top 10. That's why y'all got him. He was like the hottest coach.
I don't know why I was thinking. I'm probably thinking USF because of Alex Golesh. I think he had connections.
You're thinking that, UCF. And then UCF.
We got Danny White too from UCF.
The best coach that USF had there for a while, which got him a lot of hype, was Charlie Strong.
Okay. Yeah. Danny White too, AD from UCF to Tennessee. Yeah. That's how he got Josh Heupel.
Yes, y'all hired him and then got the connection with Josh Heupel. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Cool. December 23rd. Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. I got the Hawaii Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah, the Hawaii Bowl. I want to go to Hawaii for Christmas. That'd be cool. Could you imagine being a college student and be like, "Hey guys, we're going to Hawaii to play a game right before Christmas"?
Well, if you went to either one of these schools, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because they're both very nice.
They are very nice. Both of them are coastal schools on the opposite end of the country. With that being said, you have Coastal Carolina versus the San Jose State Spartans. San Jose was first in the Mountain West this year. They have a record of 7-5. Coastal Carolina, on the other hand, I think they were 7-5, but they finished second. No, they finished third in the Sun Belt, so they was not as good as San Jose State as far as conference play. Their quarterback, Grayson McCall, he's in the transfer portal, so they don't have him. It's looking like he might end up going to Florida. That's going to be interesting. Grayson McCall could actually be a really good quarterback. He's kind of fell off over the last couple of years from what he was his senior year. But not having Grayson McCall, having to go with another quarterback, I'm going to go with San Jose State in this game, all because of their quarterback, Chevon Cordeiro. He is from Honolulu, Hawaii. He's going home. He's going to win a bowl game in front of his home fans. That's great for him. He gets to go to a bowl game away from his during Christmas, but gets to be with his family. So that's why they're going to
win. I like that take. What'd you say his name was again?
His name is Chevon Cordeiro.
Sounds like Chevron. He gonna get that gas. He coming ready to play, baby. He's going back to Hawaii, like you said. God. You know what San Jose did to Hawaii when they played him in October?
Shut him out.
Beat him 35-0. That's what's going to happen again. Says Coastal Carolina with San Jose State. We're going to see 31-7.
Wow, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that take. Interesting. Yeah, he's going home. Home cooking.
That's what I'm saying. Home cooking.
I'm with it.
Cooking that gas.
Cooking that gas.
Give him that gas, that Chevron fuel, baby. Right. A Chevy dog.
Those Chevy dog. That's
good. Man, I miss them Chevy dogs.
They were good. They were good. They were good in a pinch.
Man, Chevy dog. Anyway, I got the Armed Forces Bowl for this one. That's the one I wrote down.
I like the
And we talked about this one. Yeah, Air Force versus James Madison, the Dukes. I like the Dukes in this one. Air Force is very, very tough this year. I think they finished 8-4, 8-3, 8-4. Check me on that. I think it's 8-4.
Who was it? Who are you asking about?
Air Force. I think they were 8-4.
Air Force finished 8-4 on the year. Yes, they did.
Yeah, very tough team. I think they will give James Madison a run for their money. James Madison's very good, offensively and defensively all year. We said they were the best team in Virginia up until Liberty had their show out. So give me the Dukes in a close one.
Dukes in a close one. I like it.
30, 35, 31.
35-31. Going with the Dukes, so they're going to have one loss on the year to the Appy State Mountaineers. That's what you got.
Yeah, not the Aggies.
Man, I like that take.
But App State Aggies sounds pretty good. Maybe they should
but you know
look
what?
into that.
I love them. I love JMU. I was a big fan of them this year, but they're not going to have their head football coach. He accepted that job at Indiana. They've got a new head coach, probably interim head coach. I don't think they've decided who they were going to hire yet. It could be wrong there. But give me Air Force in this one. Going with the military. They're going to win a close one. They're going to win by 3. 24-21 Air Force.
Lower scoring game, so better, defense. Okay, I like that. Yep. Some F-16 is going to fly over now.
Right. That's right.
I like it.
Yep. Connor Stein's going to be flying those planes, getting those plays.
Oh.
Oof.
I was going more like Top Gun style, but all right.
All right, December 26th. You've already opened all your presents. You've been playing with them all day. You've ate all the food. You're eating leftovers. It's 5:30. You're just sitting on your lazy boy recliner that you just got for Christmas, and you don't know what to watch. But tell you what you need to watch. You need to watch the First Responders Bowl because you might have a heart attack from all the food you ate, and you're going to need somebody to come get you. So you're going to support the First Responders. Watch Texas State versus the Rice Owls. This game could have been a lot better, but JT Daniels, love him. He's a big transfer guy, but he's actually not medically cleared to play football anymore. He has had to step away from the game and retire due to concussions. Wow. He's not allowed.
I didn't know that.
Not allowed to be anywhere on the football field anymore. It really stinks because he was actually a great kid, great quarterback. Just couldn't ever get his footing because of injuries, ACL tears, stuff like that. So with that said, I'm going to go with Texas State in this one, the Bobcats. And I want you all to remember the name. Don't remember it for next year. But when this enters the transfer portal, T.J. Finley. He had 3,287 yards passing, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He also had, let me find his rushing yards here. I feel like where's his rushing yards? I had them. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Maybe not. Could be completely wrong. Maybe I don't have his rushing yards. But yeah, T.J. Finley, great quarterback, going to be really good. I see him enter a transfer portal eventually. So be looking for the name T.J. Finley. Texas State wins this game 25. You want to get a safety in there somewhere. 25-17.
25-17. I like that take. Hess, I like rice. I like rice with chicken.
Yeah.
But they're going to come out playing like a chicken. They are not going to beat Texas State in this game. It's not going to happen. 35-21 Texas State.
I like it. I like that right there. I mean, Texas State, pretty sure like 2 years ago they wasn't even eligible for bowl games, and here they are in a bowl game. So
love it.
Love to see that.
They might need a first responder after that game. Rice might.
They might.
They're going to have to call Mercy.
Shout out Joe Lewis.
Call Joe. Yeah, shout out Joe Lewis. Appreciate you, Joe.
Yep.
Yeah, on this one I got the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. If it's anything like today's interest rates, it's going to be a high-scoring game. We got Kansas versus UNLV. I know you're loving these takes. Come on. Give me the Jayhawks. I'm not even going to go into stats. Just give me the Jayhawks. It's guaranteed to be a good time.
I like
Give me the Jayhawks.
We want the Jayhawks.
49-35.
We want the Jayhawks in this one as well. They just got a little bit more talent as far as UNLV. Jayhawks win this one. I'm going to go with they win this one by 14 points, 28-14.
Hey, I like it. I picked a 14-point spread, too. Nice.
All
Want
right.
to lose by 14.
Moving to the 27th, and I decided to pick the bowl game that I just cannot stand this condiment. And if you like this condiment, I don't like you. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. This game is played in Charlotte, North Carolina, in Bank of America Stadium, home of the Carolina Panthers. You got the North Carolina Tar Heels and the West Virginia Mountaineers. Country road, take me home to a place where I belong. They're going to beat the Tar Heels because Drake May's not playing. He declared for the draft. Give me the Mountaineers.
Oh, what's the score in that? Can you give me a score?
35-23.
Oh, I like that. I like that take, man. I feel like burning some couches, you know? I got a couch behind me here if you're looking at us on video, guys. I think I might just set it on fire for this game.
I love it.
Yeah. Drake May's not playing. It's the Mayo Bowl. May and Mayo not playing, not together. I don't think so. So give me the Mountaineers. Big. 42-38. You thought I was going to go real big, didn't you? 4 points.
Oof.
Tight game.
Yeah.
West Virginia's, God, they got to... Special teams got to play good, and defense got to play good. Yeah. Their offense is really good. Yeah, we'll see.
I like it, man.
My bowl for this one's my second favorite state. Texas Bowl, baby. Love me some Texas. I got Oklahoma State versus Texas A&M. I went for the fences in this one. Picked a different game. I know a lot of people thought I was probably going to pick. You thought I was probably going to pick Tulane and Tech. Yep. I think they play this day too.
Yeah.
I didn't. I picked the Texas Bowl. What? I picked the Texas Bowl. Oklahoma State, Texas A&M. And this one, you know what I got, Hess?
Upset.
Cowboy, take me away. You was doing a little John Denver. I'm going to go with the Dixie Chicks big in this one because Texas A&M ain't got a player that's even going to play on the field. So give me Oklahoma State big. Mike Gundy with the mullet, 52-35.
Not so fast, my friend. Shout out to Lee Corso. I'm going with Texas A&M. Gig 'em. Texas A&M, what is their mascot, Mr. Castle? What are they?
Aggies.
The Aggies. Gig 'em. Give me Texas A&M. They're going to win this game all because Gundy's son entered the transfer portal, and he ain't even stepped on the field for his dad. His dad's going to be emotionally upset, not going to be ready for this game. Texas A&M wins the Texas Bowl by 7 points, 21-14. Give me Texas A&M.
You talking about Mike Gundy?
Yeah.
The mullet.
Yeah.
If you flash back in the season, we said Oklahoma State wasn't even going to make a bowl game. Then they come out and score 28 unanswered in the fourth quarter against West Virginia.
Hey, you know what's really funny about that? The game that all this changed was the West Virginia-Oklahoma State game. And we both just went over those two teams.
And I would like to make an apology there to Andrew Mays. I said the Dixie Chicks. They are no longer the Dixie Chicks. It is the Chicks. So I just wanted to get that out there and make sure I don't get called out on that. Yeah, it is the Chicks because they got in trouble, if you remember, about 10, 15 years ago, when the nation just started picking which words you could say and couldn't.
Well, they got in trouble for that too. Remember, they were off the radio when they slammed
President Bush. George W. Bush, yes, sir.
Before we leave the 27th, I just want to go ahead and give you my pick on this game because Brian Long, he's been a big supporter. I got to support his team. Sure. Virginia Tech Hokies, they play Tulane in the Military Bowl presented by GoBowling.com. If you don't have a place to go bowl, go to Exit 7, support local business. I don't know that guy's name, but he's a really jolly guy when you go in there. He'll give you some good
Interstate Bowl.
He'll give you some good shoes. Really nice guy. Give me the Virginia Tech Hokies, Hokies, Hokie. I did that for Cody Ray. I did that for Brian Long. I do it for all the Hokies out there. They're going to win this game. They're going to finish 7-6 on the year. Hokies, 24, Tulane, 14.
24-14. I love it. I love that call out, to your big fans, Brian. I don't know the other guy's name that you said, but yeah, man, I think Tulane with the big wave here, big tide coming through.
Green wave.
It's going to be a roll tide for the big green wave. I look for them to win this one 26-21. Very good game.
Wow. Really good game. Really, really good game. But we're moving on to the 28th. We added a little extra game in there, but we're moving on to the 28th. And I got the Alamo Bowl. The Alamo Bowl.
That's it.
That's all I got. The Alamo Bowl.
The Alamo. Great steakhouse down in Pigeon Forge.
That's great steakhouse. Who was the famous guy in the Alamo Bowl? Or the Alamo who fought in it? What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, we do. What was his name? He's real famous.
Look it up.
Hold on, looking it up.
If you get that wrong, Andrew will be calling us out on history next.
Yeah,
I done messed up. I done messed up with the Appy State. I done messed up with a band. I mean, we're going on different, we're not even talking about sports now. I know you're going into history here. Mm-hmm. Who was the Alamo Bowl?
I'm not saying who was the Alamo Bowl. I'm saying
I think that's Yosemite Sam, wasn't it?
No. Who's the famous guy that played in it or was in it, though?
What are you talking about?
There was a certain historical figure that was in the Alamo, the Battle of the Alamo or whatever.
Oh, you thinking of Chuck Norris?
No. Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett.
Yeah, Davy Crockett. He's going to be there.
He was in the Alamo Bowl?
He was in the Alamo. He was in the Battle of the Alamo.
No, Alamo Bowl, man. He was in it.
Yeah,
Football.
Yeah, he's going to flip a coin. And this game was between
Davy Crockett. Isn't that Tennessee?
Yeah, it is.
Where's the Alamo Bowl at?
It's in Texas.
That makes no sense.
No, the Battle of the Alamo was in Texas.
Okay, making sure.
David Crockett was in that battle. This game is played in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. It's the Valero Alamo Bowl. I don't buy gas from Valero.
Are you sure?
I buy from Shell. But
are you sure it's not Chuck Norris?
Oh my God, yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's the Arizona Wildcats versus the Oklahoma Sooners. And let me tell you, Oklahoma's going to the SEC. They're ready for it. But you know what? They're going to get absolutely smoked in this game by a freshman quarterback, probably one of the top freshmen in the country, and Noah Fafafita. Top freshman in the country, finished, I think, 11th in the Heisman voting. This dude is going to come out and blow the doors off Oklahoma and make them wish they were staying in the Big 12 or maybe going to the worthless weak conference in the Big 10. But instead, they're going to the SEC and they're going to get their doors blown off there. But Noah Fafita leads the Arizona Wildcats to a huge bowl win in the Alamo Bowl, 35-21 Wildcats.
I like that. Yeah, give me Noah Fafita. He going to be sizzling out there, baby, with them Arizona Wildcats dominating the Sooners. Give me the High School Musical wannabe Wildcats, 35-28 over the Sooners.
I'm glad you brought up High School Musical because if you didn't pay attention and you're not into pop culture, but all you people who did watch High School Musical know anything about it, Zac Efron finally got his star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood today.
He deserves
it. How about that?
Well deserved. Well deserved.
That's right.
What a beautiful specimen.
What a beautiful man.
God, man.
Yeah.
I'm bringing sizzling. Fajita. All right. I don't even know what day we're on now. I've gotten so hyped up about these bowl games,
still on
man.
The 28th. You got to give me your bowl for the 28th.
Oh, we're on the Poop Tarts Bowl, baby. Yeah, NC State and Kansas State.
This is the inaugural Pop Tarts Bowl. Never had one before.
I call it the Poop Tarts because these teams are poop. Give me the basketball team, Steve Smith. Give me NC State in this one. They had a very good year, not lackluster. Finished very strongly and soundly in the ACC. Kansas State's not playing with their star quarterback, Will Howard. He is in the transfer portal. You know, the thing that I mentioned that ruins college football. So give me NC State, 35-28.
Give me NC State in this one, 24-21. No Will Howard on Kansas State. That's the difference maker. NC State's got a great defense, and they're going to shut down Kansas State and win this game by a field goal. Yep. And go eat a Pop-Tart. Hey, while we're talking about Pop-Tarts, what's your favorite flavor?
Straight sugar. S'mores.
S'mores. Oh, that's a good one. S'mores.
Fire.
It's fire. I agree. I would have to say, I don't know. I like the wild berry one too. Or the cupcake. Vanilla cupcake.
Cherry's always good. Solid bet too.
Yeah. Vanilla cupcake.
Cherry's good.
You know what the worst? You know what the worst? No, strawberry's the worst flavor.
What?
It's the worst Pop-Tart flavor. It's so plain, so generic.
Maybe I'm thinking of cherry. No, cherry's good.
We just think strawberry's good because it's strawberry. It's a terrible Pop-Tart flavor.
Question: you ever dipped Pop-Tart in coffee?
No.
Absolutely, delicious.
Nah, it sounds weird.
Just dip it in coffee. Okay. Just try it sometime. Right. It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
All right.
December,
I don't eat Pop-Tarts.
December 29th, we have the Gator Bowl. And you know what's sad about the Gator Bowl? Because the Gators didn't make a bowl game this year, and they got a bowl named after them. I hate to hear that for them. Poor Gators. But anyway, in this game, we got the Clemson Tigers versus the Kentucky Wildcats. I'm about calling the Clemson Wildcats, so I got froze up.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's easy to get tongue-tied or miss, a pronunciation of a mascot.
But here we go.
Aggies, Mountaineers.
This game is going to be very interesting. You got two great quarterbacks. One's a former ACC quarterback, and Devin Leary. He came from NC State. And then you got Ray Davis, the only NCAA running back with 1,000 yards at 3 different programs. You got Dabo Swinney getting mad at reporters because they had a frustrating season. You got Mark Stoops leaving Kentucky to go to A&M and then saying, not so fast, I'm never leaving Kentucky. Give me Clemson big in this game, 28-7.
Yeah, this game's not even going to be close. Clemson's going to come out ready. UK is not going to be prepared for this one. Too much going on at UK. They have not looked good the second half of the season. They start off really strong. Everybody's always hype on them, which we see this every year with Kentucky, and then they fall flat on their face. I think that happens again here. It's really hard for me to say this, but I see Clemson winning 28-17.
Yeah, buddy. I like it.
Cotton Bowl, Cotton Bowl, Cotton Bowl,
Cotton Bowl.
Ohio State versus Missouri. I could not pass this one up. I am looking really forward to this game. I think this game's going to be huge. Going to be lit is actually what I wrote down for all you young listeners out there.
No cap.
Give me the Tigers. No cap. No, on God. Give me the Tigers. The Tigers. With an upset, because they are not projected to win this game. 42.
42.
38.
Well, I had to correct you. Missouri is a 2.5-point favorite in this game.
Oh, it's switched now. Because sorry, I forgot about the transfer portal. We don't have a quarterback.
Ohio State does not have a quarterback right now. And nobody knows him.
And Marvin Harris is questionable.
Yep, don't know if he's playing, and if not either, he may come back to Ohio State. He may not. Says he wants to beat the
Tigers. So that's switched.
Michigan team. But
yeah,
I'm going to go with Ohio State in this game because I think now they don't have Kyle McCord there. They're going to get a more athletic quarterback back there. Ryan Day's going to figure something out. Ohio State wins this game really close, but Cody Schrader, nothing against that kid. Incredible season by him. Love everything he did. He should have been higher in the Heisman voting, but Ohio State wins this game.
Yeah, finished top 10.
Ohio State's defense is top notch. Give me Ohio State 35, Missouri 24.
35-24. I like that take. That's a good one. That's a good one, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, December 30th. This is the easy one for me to pick. You know, it's that thing coming down the track. There's nothing more obnoxious than a drunk Georgia fan. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs.
He don't even know the stand.
Hey, I'll say it.
It's just,
I just wanted. I didn't want to do it all.
It's all good.
I didn't want to do it.
I appreciate
you want me to do it?
I don't want to
hear
do
it all.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I believe you're a Georgia fan.
Sick 'em. Oh! Orange Bowl. Georgia Bulldogs versus the upset.
Hope I never have to hear that again.
The upset Florida State Seminoles, who are suing the playoff committee for being left out of this bowl game, for being left out of the playoff. Florida State, not sure who else playing for them, but as far as I know, Georgia is fully staffed, fully loaded, other than some people that's entered the transfer portal. As of right now, as of today, 12-13 or 12-14. Nobody big like Brock Bowers or Carson Beck or any of them are out of this game. And I really think Georgia's going to show why Florida State wasn't picked to be in a bowl game. Not saying they didn't deserve to be in the playoff, but I think Georgia wins this game pretty easily. Give me Georgia 27, Florida State 10.
I like that take. There is a rumor that your right tackle, I believe it is, offensive right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's offensive or defense. I can't remember. But that they might be transferring to Tennessee. There's that rumor going around. I have to look at the names. I can't remember what I read this morning. But that's rumored. But no big deal to this game. It's not actually been. It's Twitter drama is all it is. But anyway, yeah, you cannot pick against the Dogs in this one. Give me Georgia 24-7.
I like it.
24-7.
I like it.
Low scoring game. Good defenses.
Yep, very good defenses.
I went with the Peach Bowl.
The Peach Bowl.
Give me some peaches. Yes, love me some peaches. Penn State versus Ole Miss. I think this is going to be a great game too. But give me Ole Miss. I like Lane Kiffin. He was in Knoxville this past weekend. Don't know why, but that was cool to see. He's also talking smack, which I love.
Why did he have Jade Daniels with him?
No idea.
No,
he's just chilling. He said Knoxville's quiet or something like that, right? Something.
That's quiet.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, talking smack. I freaking love it. Just gets people going. Yeah, but give me Ole Miss decently in this one, 31-21. I think they're going to win by 10.
I like it. I like that take. Give me Ole Miss in that game too, even though Ole Miss is not the favorite in this game. I think Penn State's defense wires down the fourth quarter. I think Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin's offense prevails in the fourth quarter. Ole Miss wins this game 27-20.
27-20. Nice. Close predictions there by us.
Mm-hmm. All right. January 1st. What game did you pick? It's the last one. It's the last one we're doing.
Citrus Bowl, baby.
The Citrus Bowl. The Cheez-It.
Cheez-It.
Did you wake up feeling the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling cheesiest, Coach.
That's right.
Cheesiest. Iowa versus Tennessee. This one's pretty obvious who I'm going to pick. The Hawkeyes. Obviously. I am a huge Iowa fan. So, yeah. Give me balls. Big. 31.
No.
28.
Not giving you balls big because Michigan only won 26-0, and you play in the SEC, and Iowa's a Big Ten school, and that's a huge win. There's no way you all score a lot against them. So give me Tennessee, because Michigan fans know everything. Give me Tennessee 7, Iowa 2.
7-2. It very well could be it probably will be a very low.
It ain't gonna be 7-2. Tennessee's gonna come in there and win like 48-0. Give me a break. It's a Big Ten school. They're gonna get smoked. Tennessee, big. You had the best punter in the country, Iowa. You're going to need him in this game.
Ooh.
All right. My game, the last one we're going to talk about here, I went with the Fiesta Bowl. Liberty Flames.
Tostitos?
Nope, that's the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. It used to be the Tostitos PlayStation Fiesta Bowl.
Right.
I hate all these sponsorship names. Anyway, the Liberty Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, the Liberty Flames versus the Oregon Ducks. There's still nothing out there whether Bo Nix is playing or not. There's some saying he is, some saying he's not. Nothing's been official yet. But I'm going with Liberty in this game. Last second, Statue of Liberty play like Boise State did against Oklahoma many years ago. Liberty with the upset. They're a 17.5-point underdog. They're going to win this game 28-27. Liberty Flames bringing the Fiesta Bowl trophy back to the state of Virginia and showing why they are the best team in the state of Virginia right now.
I like that take. You know, I don't like picking against the Flames. Obviously, I want to call out my boy Caden Saltier, tearing it up there this year. Incredible season for all that team. Finished season, undefeated?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Undefeated. Yeah, undefeated season, rolling into Oregon. I mean, you made a New Year's Six Bowl. Very impressive. Nothing to hang your head down on. But I think the Ducks are just too much offensively and defensively, too. I mean, they was ranked inside the top 25 of defense. So, yeah, give me Oregon. They're just more sound. They look better on paper. They look better on film. I do think they're going to win pretty substantially. 49-35. I think Liberty just runs out a little bit of steam there at the end.
All right, I like it. Bowl season's going to be awesome. It's going to be really great. Can't wait for it to get started on Saturday. I love all those takes. But while we're talking about the bowls, we have to finish out the rest of the title of this episode. And with that being said, the transfer portal. And a guy that I want to talk about that entered transfer portal on December 7th could be a big acquisition to a team out there that's really needing an offensive lineman. And that is Oklahoma offensive lineman Savion Byrd. He was the top 300 recruit. He was a 4-star recruit. He is their center. He entered the transfer portal. And I see him either going to Colorado or I see him going to Florida.
Probably go to Colorado because Colorado's getting all the offensive linemen right now. They got the best offensive line according to stats and transfers as of right now.
They're the number one ranked transfer portal team right now. They're the number one. Like if it was recruiting, they would be the number one recruiting class. Right now, they got the number one transfer class.
Insane.
Yep.
Insane. I'm going to go with Cameron Ward as my pick for a transfer.
I like that.
Yeah, Washington State QB. He's visiting Florida State this weekend. He just visited Miami. So obviously he's coming to the Sunshine State. I just don't know which school yet. I do think he'd be a good fit for Florida State. He'd be a good fit for Miami. As we know, Tyler Van Dyke, speaking of him, he actually transferred already. He already committed to Wisconsin. So he will now be with the Badgers up in Wisconsin. So interesting take there with Cameron Ward. He's a very good quarterback, Pac-12. Pac-12 quarterbacks usually translate very well to ACC. So I think he would be good at either one of those schools.
I like that. I like that take there. I'm going to go with another interesting player here. Running back Trevor Etienne, the brother to Travis Etienne.
Yep.
All because they say he's going to be a Georgia Bulldog, and I'm excited to see it because I want to see him become a Georgia Bulldog and then run all over the Gators because they didn't utilize him enough this year, and I think he's going to come back with a vengeance. So I hope to see him in a transfer portal. Well, he's entered it, and I hope to see him commit to the University of Georgia. If not, they're saying he could go to Tennessee, Texas A&M, or some other a Big Ten school. So.
Yeah, I'd love to have him in Tennessee. Come on, man. Yeah. He's good. Trevor Etienne's very good. He can do better than Florida for sure.
Yeah.
I like that take. I'm actually going to pick up one that actually entered transfer portal today. It's Stanford tight end Benjamin Urasek. Urasek had 1,342 receiving yards since 2021. He is ranked the 4th most reception yards behind a tight end behind Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, and Dalton Kincaid. So excellent tight end. Tennessee needs to be looking at this guy. He just entered the transfer portal, so hopefully we can reach out to him. We need a tight end. I know we've had stays on campus, and we've talked to a couple other tight ends, but that would be a great pickup for anyone that needs a tight end. He's proven he can play. He's a senior, so he's ready. He's ready to roll. So I would love to get Benjamin out here on the East Coast with us.
All right, man. Well, that's just a couple of the transfers out there. There's like thousands of them, but that's just a couple we're looking at right now. All the other quarterbacks that are out there. You had Riley Leonard commit to Notre Dame. That was a big one. We all seen that kind of coming. So it was a dream come true for him. It's interesting to see where some of these guys go, some of these quarterbacks especially, because it could be just changing the way we look at these teams. Kyle McCord, I did say before we went live or started recording here, he was visiting Nebraska, but he decided that that's not the place for him. He's reopened his transfer, so he's not transferring to Nebraska. It's looking like Georgia's number one quarterback, though, is going to commit to Nebraska, so that's huge for Matt Rule and huge for that recruiting class. So the transfer portal, it's interesting. A lot of people in it. But before we wrap up this episode, let's hit up some college basketball real quick. And you got any games you want to talk about, buddy?
UConn and Gonzaga. That's a big one this Friday. Give me the Huskies. In a tight one, this is on the road. This is at Gonzaga. Gonzaga's a pretty tough place to play. But I like UConn winning this one 74-69. If you recall last year, UConn absolutely dominated Gonzaga in the Elite Eight, 82-54. I don't think it's going to be like that this year. I think it will be a much closer game as Mark Few's an excellent coach.
Yes.
So 74-69. Two X factors is what I'm going to do for each one of these games. X factor for UConn, keep Tristan Newton on fire. He is averaging 17 a game. He leads them in rebounds and assists as well with 7.2 rebounds and 6.1 assists. X factor for the Zags, don't turn the ball over. That's the only way you're going to have a chance in this game.
I like that. I like it. Take a lot there. You named it. You named the X factors in that one. Give me UConn this one. This is not your typical Gonzaga team that we've been used to over the last couple of years. Nope. So give me the UConn Huskies in this one. They're gonna win this one pretty easy. I'm not saying they'll win big, but I think they'll command this game the entire time. But moving on to Saturday, that game's Friday. This game's Saturday. Probably one of the biggest games I'm going to see all year. This is in the Indy Classic. Number 1, Arizona undefeated, playing number 3, Purdue. Boilermakers, 4:30 on Peacock. This is going to be an incredible game. You have Caleb Love, transfer from UNC, who is absolutely just tearing it up for Arizona. He's definitely their X factor, and obviously the 7-footer Zach Edey is the X factor for Purdue. This game is going to be very physical. This game is going to be down to the wire, but I'm going with the team that I said I think is a national championship favorite. Give Purdue their second loss of the year. Arizona improves to 9-0. Caleb Love leads them with over 20 points scored in this game.
I like that take. Yeah, give me the Wildcats too. Zach Edey going down again. I think it can be figured out how to beat this team by, again, I did say this, you get them in foul trouble. You got to shut that down. And if you get them in foul trouble, it starts creating other issues for that team, that offensive movement. So that's really the biggest thing. But Arizona's X factor, of course, shut down Edey at all costs. Try to figure out how to shut that down as quick as you can. You're not going to shut down a 7-4 guy. It's impossible. But do your best, double team, play solid, sound D. Okay, Purdue X factor. You mentioned one there, but I think one is hold Arizona below their average on points. Right now, Arizona is averaging 94 a game to 85.6 for Purdue. So Purdue's going to have to play defense. That's where they're going to have to win this game because Arizona can actually absolutely shoot the lights out of the ball.
Yeah.
So I like Arizona in this one. I'm still going to pick the Wildcats. I'm going to look at the spread before this one. I'm probably going to put some money on this game. There'll probably be some good bets there. So, yeah, Arizona.
I like that, man. It wouldn't be a Tyler's Talking Sports podcast if we didn't go over your pro sports. We got a couple little news things here. First big thing, and we talked about Ohtani. The last episode was a $700 million deal. We should have called it the $2 million deal or the $20 million deal because this dude deferred $680 million of his contract till after the 10 years is over. He will be paid $68 million a year after 10 years if he decides to retire or if he goes on to somewhere else. So right now, Shohei Ohtani will make $2 million. That is it. There's no extra incentives with that contract. He will make $2 million per year for the next 10 years for the Dodgers after deferring $680 million.
Man, if you can't live off $2 million a year, something wrong.
That is generational wealth, as Josh Perry said. That is financially so smart because of the tax rate. It just shows again that Ohtani was truthful in what he said. He doesn't care about the money. He just wanted to go play somewhere that he was going to enjoy and win because apparently the Giants offered the same exact deal with the same exact deferrals, and he chose the Dodgers.
Why wouldn't you choose the Dodgers? They got the team.
And with that being said, it was reported, and it's very strongly. I've been watching it pop up here on my Twitter. The Dodgers look like they're getting ready to land Tyler Glass now, and they are considerably the huge favorites for Yoshi Yamamoto. Looks like he may sign with the Dodgers by this weekend. The Dodgers had Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Ohtani in on the meeting with him today. They have the money to spend. If they get Tyler Glass now, they get Yoshi Yamamoto with that pitching staff, and then next year they get to add Ohtani to that pitching staff. Holy crap, the Dodgers.
They'll win 5-6 years in a row.
And today, Ohtani's jersey became the biggest selling jersey in sports history. It passed Lionel Messi's Inter Miami jersey, and it jumped Cristiano Ronaldo's jersey, who is now third. I did not realize, hot take, fun take here, Justin Fields has the fourth hottest selling jersey in sports history with the Bears.
He's good. Yeah. He's very good. I like Justin Fields. Yeah, I saw that. He's beaten Lionel Messi. First, he beat him in the contract for highest paid athlete because he was $673 million, I think, and now he's beating him in jersey. Come on, man.
And one more thing: the MLB is also thinking about doing a top prospect spring showcase starting in 2024. They'll take the top prospects from all the MLB teams, put them on two teams, and they'll play each other in the spring to kind of get them some notoriety, get them out there, get them playing, just to showcase them. So that's pretty cool about that.
That is nice. I like that. I like what the MLB's doing. The rule changes and everything last year were amazing. Mm-hmm. If you're a fan of the game, because you can go through a game in 2 hours, which is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you got any other news you want to talk about with the MLB? You got anything for the NFL, NBA?
MLB, one thing I want us to keep an eye on, we'll keep everyone updated, Cody Bellinger. Mm-hmm. There's been some rumors and trade talks with him, so we'll try to keep an eye on him. That's a pretty big trade.
I've seen before.
And also to outfielder Young Hoo Lee, signed with the Giants. That's pretty big, 6-year deal, $112 million maybe, something like that. 113. Sorry, oh God, I missed it by $1 million. Gosh. That's it.
Yep.
But anyway, 6-year deal, 113. Very good outfielder. Played Vietnam, right? Vietnam.
Japan.
Was it Japan?
Yeah, he played for Japan.
He's Korean.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah, he's Korean. So yeah, good pick up there. Giants have swung and missed on every single player. If you remember last year, they missed on Aaron Judge too. So they've tried. They've got the money, but nobody wants to play in San Fran. Why would you? That city is absolute garbage. So, yeah, that's my takes.
Well, last thing for the MLB, you spoke about Cody Bellinger. It is down to 2 teams per John Heyman. The Chicago Cubs look like they have maybe bringing Bellinger back, but also a team that we've talked about a lot, the Blue Jays. It's down to those 2 teams to see where he goes. Be a huge impact for either one of those
absolutely
organizations. I'd like to see him back in Chicago. That I think he fit really well there, and I'm not a Bellinger fan, so yeah, that would be interesting to see where he ends up. But I think that's all I've got for the MLB. You got anything for NFL, NBA?
NFL, just a couple things, real quick hitters. NFL is now going to host a Brazil game next year, regular season, in a stadium where the World Cup was hosted in 2014. I think it held 6 World Cup games during that time in 2014. It's a very large stadium. So the NFL, eventually, I do think we'll see a Super Bowl not be played in America. I think eventually we're getting to the point where we're going to see these games start being more worldwide, because that's what the NFL is trying to do. They're trying to make it worldwide, not just in America. Mm-hmm. Cool idea, but the Super Bowl needs to stay in America, in my opinion. That's where it started. That's where it needs to stay. Yep. It's a tradition. So I think if Roger Goodell moves the Super Bowl to a foreign country, I think that really hurts the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think it's going to be cool to see a game in Brazil. I did see the Dolphins and the Bears. The Dolphins are the only team in the NFL that has branding rights to Brazil. The Bears and the Dolphins have branding rights in Spain. I don't know how that works, but
there's talking, too, about Dallas playing in Brazil.
Okay, interesting there. The only other thing I got for the NFL right now is where did I have it? I had it.
The NFL.
Well, Saturday.
One thing while you're looking at that.
We got Saturday games, guys. So we're playing. We got 3 games this Saturday, and then the rest of your games. You got Thursday night football, and you got Saturday night, and then you got Sunday. So yeah, be sure Broncos play Saturday.
That's weird. Saturday night. Yeah, I like it though.
They don't have college football, so they're filling that void.
One other big thing here: Justin Jefferson was cleared to play this weekend against the Bengals. So if any of those fantasy guys, I don't play fantasy anymore because I used to get too mad. But
that's going to be huge.
Yeah, he is playing against.
They play the Vikings.
Yeah, he is. Vikings got a new QB too,
Yep.
so
Nick
don't
Mullins.
talk about it. But yeah, playing the Bengals.
Did you see the final for that game last week? Though Vikings, it was 3-0. Yeah, the offense just went stale. That's the reason for that, I think. But yeah, that's
It is what it
we
is.
named the stuff there going on in the NFL right now. Be sure again, guys. Games on Thursday. You got 3 games on Saturday. The Saturday games, in case you're wondered, it's the Minnesota Vikings versus Cincinnati Bengals. Go Jake Browning. You get the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Indianapolis Colts at 4:30, and then the nightcap primetime 8:15 on NFL Network, the Denver Broncos in Detroit against the Detroit Lions. So it'll be interesting to see how those games go Saturday. Definitely some playoff implications with the Steelers and Colts game, Cincinnati. All these games got playoff implications, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. As far as the NBA, breaking news just occurred. My most hated player in the NBA, a guy I cannot stand at all. Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely from the NBA for his strike to Joseph Nurkic last night. If you haven't watched it, you can. It's another one of those things where Draymond Green acts like he's not doing nothing and he just throws a punch in a way, I guess, as a haymaker. The NBA has also said the only way he can possibly come back is if he gets some help. So they want him to enter therapy, and he has to meet other certain league and team conditions before he return to play. So it could be a minute before we see Draymond Green back on the court. This dude has some issues, and honestly, it's about time they actually clamp down on him and
look into it
for this because it's becoming crap.
I don't know if you know this, but this was his 19th injection, most among any active player in the NBA, and his third already this season. That was his third ejection.
I'm not a fan of him. He's dirty, and he's not dirty as in dirty.
Week before he put the dude in chokehold.
Yeah. I can't with Draymond. He's been doing this his whole career. Dude's a great defensive player. I'm not going to take nothing away from him there, but I can't stand the way he plays and the way he brushes it off like it's no big deal.
Where did he play? Michigan State?
Yeah, Michigan State, yeah. And other NBA news broke today. I'm just going to follow my Knicks the whole way. Knicks, I'm staying with the Knicks. I got the hat on. I had the hat since Melo was there. Cheering for the Knicks. That's my team. Knicks to the day I die. Woo.
Knicks till the day you die. Yep. You heard it here, folks. Right. This is 12/13/2023. Yep. So if the Knicks win the NBA title, I mean, he said it today, so you cannot call him a bandwagon.
Hey, I've had Knicks stuff, though, since Melo was there, so.
Yeah. Kind of always been a closet Knicks fan. I always like the Knicks. Yeah. That's my thing. I still don't have a team.
Yeah, I had to find one. Follower. I couldn't do the player thing. I had to find a team, so.
I just like basketball. I can keep up with it very well.
I can too, but I wanted that team. I wanted to have somebody to feel about, so.
I'm really liking Milwaukee. I'm not going to lie. I love Dame.
I like their Christmas jersey, by the way.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I almost bought you one for Christmas.
Ooh, I would really like that.
But they didn't have a Lillard. They didn't have a Lillard jersey. All you get was Antetokounmpo.
Of course, the Greek freak. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I love me some Dame. But, you took my Draymond Green. That's who I had wrote down for NBA news because that is just horrendous. Yeah. Hate to see it. Like you said, great defensive player. But one other thing, too, I want to talk about was the Mavericks did beat the Lakers, the in-season tournament champions, 128-126, I think it was, 127. Yeah. Very good game. LeBron had another stellar game at his age. It's just incredible, guys. If you have not watched LeBron play, I mean, watch him now because he is 38 and he's still putting on a show.
Yeah, right.
It's incredible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just incredible to see. So make sure you definitely watch him. Easily top 5 basketball player of all time. Mm-hmm. We can get into debate on that one night too. But it was a good game. That was a very good game.
2 other things.
Basketball.
NBA real quick. Oklahoma City, they did vote to approve the tax for the new arena. So there was talks that the Thunder may be moving out. So OKC will be keeping the Thunder. And the Capitals and the Wizards, which is the guy owns both of them, they are actually going to move out of Washington, D.C. in the Maryland area, and they're moving into Virginia. They're actually working with Governor Glenn Youngkin on getting the revenue and everything, how that's all going to work, but it looks like they're moving in Virginia. So Virginia will technically kind of have a basketball team. I don't know if they'll rename them, but the Wizards will be moving to Virginia.
Also, one other thing, too, I saw where the Detroit Pistons have lost 20 straight.
They lost again tonight. They lost again tonight.
So 21. Yes, they've lost 21
They're
straight.
2-22.
Shout out to the Pistons.
They lost to the 76ers 129-111. They started out the season 2-1, very promising start.
Hey, you got the lines. You can't get it all.
You can't get it all, guys. It's bad. It's bad in Detroit right now. Actually, they played pretty good in this game. They just lost it down the stretch. But yeah, that's it, man. Final thoughts. What do you got? You got any final thoughts you want to share with the people?
Yeah, Bill Belichick calls it a day at the end of the season. I think he's done. I don't think we see him coach football anymore. I think it shows that Tom Brady was an excellent quarterback, which helped make Bill Belichick look like an amazing coach. Doesn't take a job anywhere, enjoys retirement.
I like that. I like that final thoughts there. Final thoughts. Actually, I don't have any because we went over them in the hot take. You were talking about the transfer portal. I was going to leave some stuff over that, but we went over that. So my final thoughts again is just going to be some shout outs and thank yous to everybody.
Yeah.
Every week, guys, we're hitting some milestones. It seems like every day with listeners, plays, follows, likes. So just, we appreciate it so much. Again, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and just keep it coming, guys. Any suggestions y'all got for something you don't like, something you want to hear more of, you want us to stop talking about this, talk more about that, tell us, reach out to us. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Have a great weekend. We'll be back with you Monday morning in your ear. We'll record on Sunday. Between now and then, if you got anything you want to shoot at us to talk about, hit us up. You know where we're at. We love you guys. Thank y'all for everything.
Thanks, guys. Bye.